What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble's Crash, and in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the future teams that you're gonna be able to build in Pirate Rumble in the global version of the game. I know I did a video of the future units coming to the game, but now I wanted to do and show some of the teams that you're gonna be able to build and some of the teams that you're gonna be facing against, so that you can see if the meta, quote unquote, is going to be changing or where is it going to be going. So this is just looking of what happened a little bit in the JP version. I know that we have things a little bit different because we already have Roger and Oden, and that's gonna have a great impact. But before I start, I wanted to quickly mention that obviously I'm not going to be able to predict every team that's gonna be coming out. So don't expect that if that I'm gonna be showing every single team that's gonna be coming out in the global version. It's just a quick sketch or an idea of the kind of teams that you're gonna be able to see, and there's gonna be a lot of variations around these teams. Probably mostly on defense team because people are trying to hide which team is it, but hey guys, Rumble Crush from the future here. I just wanted to quickly mention that the order of these teams doesn't follow any particular order. It's just the random order in which I thought about these teams. And a little bit the order of the new units that will be coming out, but like they all will come out in a very short period of time. Like in the next 2 months, all these units are gonna be here. So it's a little bit tricky. But don't think that anything about for example, the side team is on the top, so it means it's the best team. No. And another thing I wanted to mention is that this is just upcoming teams, so new teams that you will be seeing. It's not including any good team that is already in global, so it's just new possibilities that will be coming out of the game. So just so you can spot new good teams that will be coming out. So without further ado, I will let you with the rest of the video. And another quick thing that I wanted to mention is that I was informed by one of my subscribers, the Darkness King, thanks a lot, that the information about Calgara and Nolan, so this unit here, is wrong in the database, and that he, with the special, doesn't give the speed up to the whole team, and he just gives the speed to himself. So that makes him not be as good as I previously thought that he was. So I put him in S tier straight up. Now he maybe is not that good. The thing is, he's a really interesting unit anyway, because he's giving that speed to himself anyway. And if you plan it correctly, he's gonna be activating over and over again and one-shotting units after unit like by if for example if he enters at the end of the match and you have a Roger in your team, that's a special CTF for himself, level 12, so he's gonna be activating every 9 seconds or something like this. With the amount of speed that he has, he will actually be activating that fast, and then he's gonna be buffing himself and buffing himself and dealing like I don't know, like 13k, and then you reduce it by defense, so but it doesn't matter, like 6k to a unit, that's one shot at the end of the match. So I still think that he's gonna be very interesting to see. Probably he's gonna be more interesting as a unit in the bench now, but as a main team, it has its uses too. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see. Now that's referring to my previous video that you have here linked at the top of the screen. I recommended you guys to pull for Kilgara and Nolan and then skip Luffy and Sanji because he was doing, I thought that he was giving the speed to the whole team, which is something that Luffy Sanji does. Now with that, I'm not really sure. I still think that pulling for these units of Calgara, Nolan, Kaku, and Kon is a really good, interesting thing to do. So I still think that maybe you should be pulling there if you love PvP. But now skipping Luffy Sanji maybe is not that straightforward. So I myself I'm really doubting on what to do. But I think that I will be pulling for Kagura, Nolan, and Kaku and Koni. So that's the thing that just an information that I wanted to give you guys so that you don't say, oh, you said that he was that good and he isn't. So just so that you know. So, but now let's start with the actual teams. So. With the release of Calgara, Nolan, and Kaku, we will be seeing a kind of, and then the release of Germa 66, so that's probably going to be around anniversary. We're going to be having a lot of side teams. Now, as you can see, here's a lot of side units. Obviously, you cannot fit all these units in a single team, but like for example, not counting this Kuzan, maybe this is gonna be a variation of the side team, or maybe instead of the Germa, you're gonna be seeing the Kuzan, or or maybe instead of Boa, you're gonna be seeing Kuzan. So this is gonna be a very strong team because there's a lot of city special up with Law and Kizaru to the Calgara and Nolan. Calgara and Nolan is gonna be activating over and over again. A lot of speed with Roger, Kizaru, and if you have B2 Kuzan, a lot of speed with that. So that's gonna be very interesting to see. And then in terms of tankiness, it's really tanky. Roger's giving at the very start defense up level 3, and then Sanji Judge is giving defense up level 2 to side units. If you have, for example, this Kuzan, he's gonna be giving defense up level 3. So there's a lot of defense to have in mind. Like obviously you cannot fit all these units, but maybe putting one on the bench, maybe Calgara and Nolan in the bench, and then Kuzan at the starting team. So there's a lot of possibilities to do. So maybe that's the thing that you want to do if you go, for example, against the slasher team, put B2 Kuzan instead of Calgara and Nolan, and then Calgara and Nolan in the bench. So you have a lot of defense at the very start. You tank the slasher team specials, and then when your one of your unit dies, that is gonna be happening because it's a slasher team. Then Calgara and Nolan will come in and start spamming the special. So that's a really interesting team that I'm looking forward to see. That's the thing, like there's this Germa 66 that you could put, I guess, Kusan in here. I don't know how that would be working out, or even the Hancock, but there's a lot of possibilities. But we will have to see wait for the release of Calgara and Nolan and the release of Germa 66. Then with the Halloween units, actually, here this is Halloween Mihawk, but in the database there's not the evolve artwork. So here that's the unevolved artwork, but it works just to show you guys. So this is the in team that was dominating the meta in the JP version for a lot of months before the release of Roger and Oden. So the thing is that right now in JP, after the release of Roger and Oden, this team has disappeared from the map. Like you don't see this team anymore in the top 100, for example, because Mihawk has a special city up of 45 seconds. So by that time, probably the slasher team has killed you because this team doesn't really have that much defense. They have the Dofi and NL defense, and that's it. And plus, there's two units that you absolutely do not want them to die, which are these two units, the Shanks and the Mihawk. Ors at the very start, you want him, but once these two units have scored 4 criticals, it's not necessary. So, but these two units, you absolutely do not want them to die. But the thing is that the Mihawk has base defense 100. That's really low. One of the lowest defense that I've seen. It's at the level of the Otama, so it's really low defense. So he's very much likely going to be dying really early. So that's the thing. Like I don't think this team is gonna work now with the slashers with Roger and Oden. I don't think it has a chance, but it's a team that's gonna be coming out, and it was the meta in JP for a long time. So it's gonna be interesting. Maybe this team can do something against the slasher team. Who knows? But maybe it's RNG. So, but I don't really recommend, like I said in my previous video, I do not really recommend pulling for the Mihawk. But then that's a different question. The Halloween Law. Halloween Law is a much more interesting unit, and JP it's still seeing play while the Halloween Mihawk in PvP has died. So, but the Halloween Law in the normal game is better than Mihawk, and in PvP it has survived the wave of Roger and Oden because obviously both of them are slasher, but the Law is a very interesting unit because apart from giving speed to the int units, so he's giving speed to Doffy, which is okay. Um, he's debuffing the whole enemy team by defense down level 1. That's something nice. It's not game changing, but it's nice. But his special is on a pretty low cooldown and it does a significant amount of damage, 1.5 in a large range, and he 100% special binds the whole enemy team. Um, so that's obviously amazing because as his cooldown is pretty low, like it's 20 something, probably if you give him enough speed, which he himself is giving him a lot of speed, um, you can probably manage to special bind the whole enemy team when they would be activating. So you can actually manage to activate all your specials before their specials. So that's gonna be very, very interesting and very good. The only thing to keep in mind is that both Roger and Oden ignore special bind. So that's a thing to keep in mind. But although in maybe even with this immunity of Roger and Oden, it's gonna be very good. So I think that's a unit to keep in mind. And the thing is, oh, you might be saying, oh, but the slasher team has B3 law, which reduces special bind. But the thing is, I have never understood this special of B3 law because he reduces special bind, but he himself doesn't avoid special bind. So if he gets special binded, he's not reducing anything. So you don't have to worry about the B3 law because he special binds the whole enemy team. So B3 law, if he's there, he's gonna get special binded. So you don't have to worry about this special bind reduction. So Halloween law, very interesting unit. And then in this team, you can obviously you cannot put these two units at the same time here, but it's just some options that you have. You can put the Kalgara and Nolan in the bench. I think that's a good idea because they're slasher, every buff except for the Int one, they're getting every buff. You can even put Kaku in the bench, or maybe in the starting team Kaku, and then you replace it when someone dies. You can, but with these units, you can do a lot. As they are slashers, you can put Shanks crew. There's a lot of possibilities. Um, and here I have with these conies, like a team. It's not you're not gonna be seeing this team as a defense, or maybe yes. But this is more like a team focused on debuffing the side team and debuffing the slashers. Because this combination of units is debuffing psi units by special city down level 11. So that's obviously really good. Like you're making the Roger almost useless. Even if he's in a slasher team that has a lot of special city up, like Roger is gonna be activating after all the other specials, including the Oden, which is the important thing, and the Doffy, which is the other important thing. So that's gonna be working really well. And against the side team, obviously the whole enemy team is getting special city down level 11, and they only have special city up level 10. So they are activating very low, the very uh, late game, late game, quote unquote, the specials. So you're gonna be doing a lot. Plus, Katakuri is debuffing the defense from Sai units by level 4, and the special of Katakuri is further debuffing the enemy Free Spirit and Cerebrals, which obviously Roger has Free Spirit, Law is Free Spirit. I think Boa is Free Spirit. Don't quote me on that, but that's the thing, like you're gonna be debuffing because he's gonna be activating before the Roger, so you're gonna be even further debuffing them, and then your Roger is gonna be activating before their units, and Roger's gonna be debuffing them a lot. So this is like the debuff team, and it's very interesting because both fixed damage are very high, and they are guaranteed to all units. And then you have like Conies, which is with the special even further debuffing the enemy side units. Well, the enemy units actually, defense down to all enemies, so that's very good. And then she is special binding and action binding Sai unit. So yes, again, Roger ignores that, but the Law, the Kizaru, the Kalgara Nola, and all these units do not ignore that. So that's gonna be another interesting thing. And I have put Otama here because if you think about it, Roger's free spirit, Rayleigh's free spirit, Koni's is free spirit, and category is fighter. So Otama's passive is giving special city up level 6 to all the team, the whole team, which is hard to get in a non-slasher team, non like some special city up, non-rainbow that activates to the whole team. It's very hard to find. And in this case, I managed to find this Otama. So apart from healing, she's giving a special city up level 6, which is obviously really good because actually the specials of Katakuri and Konis is not significantly low, but it's lower than Roger, for example. And if both of them have special city up to level 6, they're gonna be activating most definitely before all the enemy units in the side team or in a slasher team because you're gonna be debuffing them. Maybe not the Oden but the important thing is debuffing the Roger so that he doesn't give you a defense down and then Oden and Dofi come in and wipe your team. So and Rail is there for the defense and the HP up, which is nice. Only thing to keep in mind is that if Otama heals the Rayleigh and the healing makes Rayleigh go over 60%, you're gonna lose the defense. That's the thing to keep in mind. And then on the benches, as you have actually you have two limited rare recruits, so you have the slot of another legend and another limited rare recruit, I think. You would have to calculate it, but I think yes. So I have put this ace here because he's giving a lot of damage um, to the whole enemy team, guaranteed. He doesn't fail, and that's the thing. Like if he comes in the bench, if you have the luck that is Otama the one that dies, and because she has the lowest defense, base defense, then this special, and categories passive are going to be giving a lot of defense down. So with the activation of Ace and plus it's going to be late game, so the slasher team doesn't have any defense. It's going to be probably wiping the whole enemy team off the board. So that's an interesting thing, but you can replace this Ace for any other unit that you feel like. For example, a PvP Whitebeard, I think he fits in this team perfectly because he's also a fighter. So you can put first PvP Whitebeard here on the bench, and then Ace. I think this is like 20, 20, 20, that's 60, and then 4 legends. I think this is possible. If not, maybe just leave this Ace out. So, but that's some variations that you can do. And then here there's one of the only things that I'm gonna be showing where Luffy Sanji is there. This is the Rainbow team in JP. This team is very, very strong. Now, I mean, before Roger came in, instead of Roger, they had Carrot, for example, to give speed or B3 Katakuri. There was a free slot here. But now that there's Roger, I think that this is pretty much settled. And obviously, you know, by my last video, by my showcase of the Rainbow team that you will find here in the top of the video, that this combination of 3 units is very good. And if you put PvP Whitebeard and Luffy Sanji there, it's just gonna be amazingly broken. And if you want your PvP Whitebeard to survive, you can put another legend because you have a spot for another legend here. You can put a legend here and PvP Whitebeard on the bench. And this legend is a free spot. You can actually put Oden. Where is he? Do I have another Oden here? No. So you can put Oden here and then PvP Whitebeard here. So that's gonna be very, very broken. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But the thing is, Luffy Sanji is not getting the special CTF from Oden, so I don't know if that's a good idea. You could put an Otama here instead of PP Whitebeard and then PP Whitebeard on the bench. So the Otama is giving the special CTF to these 3 units and herself, not Shanks crew, but that's okay. There's a lot of possibilities that you can do here, so it's gonna be interesting to see where does Luffy Sanji fit in this slasher meta, because they are not slasher. But but I still think that Luffy Sanji is a very good and amazingly strong unit because this Rainbow team is gonna be one of the strongest teams that there is. So, like, yes, Luffy Sanji is not in any of those teams, but the fact that he's in this team is gonna be very strong because this team is gonna be very good. And for example, this team, I don't think is gonna be that good. So or some other of these teams are not going to be that good, but with this Rainbow team, Luffy Sanji fits perfectly. So it's really hard to say if you should skip Luffy Sanji or not. I'm still doubting, as I was saying at the very beginning of this video. I'm not really sure what to do, but I think I want to try to have the Calgara Nolan and the Kaku and the Koni so that I can try all these teams and show you guys. So I think I'm gonna be pulling in that PvP limited rare recruit banner that's gonna be coming out, I guess, this month. But in terms of recommending you guys to pull there, I'm not really sure. I still think all these three PvP limited rare recruits are really good. If you think you will have enough gems, for example, if you didn't pull on Roger and Oden, and you're gonna have enough gems to get Luffy Sanji guaranteed, which is gonna be most likely 780 gems. Not sure about that, but that's the amount of gems that you had to spend if you wanted to get Sugar guaranteed. And if Sugar got that, I think it's safe to assume that in the anniversary unit is gonna get that. So I would say if you think you'll have enough in the anniversary to get like 780, so guaranteed Luffy Sanji, then maybe don't pull on the PvP banner and then get Luffy Sanji guaranteed. But only I would say if you have this Roger and Whitebeard. But the thing is, if you have Roger, probably you're not gonna be having 780 by the anniversary. Even though we are getting a lot of gems this month. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it depends on your decision. But it's a hard decision. I gotta say. If you care about PvP, if you don't care about PvP, then probably you wouldn't be watching this video. But then definitely save for Luffy Sanji. Or maybe just skip them and go for Big Mom and Kaido. But I have some other teams here. This is like a kind of a fighter team. Um, in this team, you're using Luffy Sanji too, and all these teams are fighting except for Rayleigh, that is Free Spirit, so Tama's giving the buff. That is another very interesting team. Maybe not as strong as that last Rainbow team, but it's a fighter team, and you can put PP Whitebeard. So instead of this, you can put PvP Whitebeard, and I think that's fine. And if I'm not really sure if now it fits another legend, but if it fits, then this Ace or PP Whitebeard here works perfectly. You can even switch that, but I would recommend having Otama in the main team. So that's another team to keep an eye for because I mean in JP the fighter team was known, but now that there's all this meta of slashers, rainbows, and all these things, maybe this fighter team as a defense will go more unnoticed, and you might be getting more wins because not a lot of people are gonna be uh, knowing this team, but well, we're gonna be seeing. And lastly, I wanted to talk about well, this team is just a thing that a team that I put together very quickly. But I mainly want to talk about this B3 Kuzan because he's gonna be getting at some point some PvP buffs, which are gonna be making him very strong. His passive is gonna be giving massive speed to strength, quick, and dex units. That's why Roger isn't there. And then a lot of attack up. So he's gonna be kind of a Luffy Sanji, and his special is gonna be giving a lot of damage and special binding. So it's a good unit, and you can build a team around him, and he works especially well with PP Whitebeard and Disraeli and this Lucci because there's a lot of defense down here and a lot of damage. I put this Tesoro to give some special city up because in this case I didn't find a unit that gave special city up to the whole team because Lucci is not free spirit and I think Kuzan neither. But I mean, there's a lot of variation, but it's just a team to show you guys that there's gonna be these buffs coming and maybe he's gonna be seeing play. I don't think this team is gonna be nearly as strong as some of the other teams that we have seen, but it's definitely a unit to keep an eye out for, mainly because you are not going to be having to spend any gems if you already have it. Like if you have it, he's just probably sitting in your box, and then someday he's gonna be getting some buffs in PvP. You just invest in him and you try him out. He's gonna be very good, but the problem is just for strength, dex, and quick units, and the problem is that it doesn't include very strong units like Roger, even Halloween Mihawk. Like there's a lot of good Int and Psi units or dual units that are not going to be benefiting for that, so that's a bit of a shame. So, but without, I won't talk anymore, so I think I'm gonna finish the video here. I hope that you guys like this video and that it helped you guys to know what units do you prefer having. For example, because in my previous video I was talking about just, oh, this unit is gonna be very good and very good, but the thing is, yeah, Connie is gonna be very good to counter the slasher team, but she's gonna be good for that. And in opposite, maybe the Kaku and Kalgar Nolan will fit in a lot of different teams, so maybe they are a little bit better, even though in my tier list Kaku was lower. But it was just to give you an image, a global image of what teams are likely to be coming out, and that you are gonna be able to choose what teams do you want to build or what teams do you want to build a counter for, because you don't need to build this team if you have a team that can beat it. You don't need to build this team if you have a team that can beat it. So at the end of the day, maybe you would just want to have the strongest team. I think it's really interesting to have different teams to be able to counter a lot of different teams. So maybe it's a little bit boring to always go for the rainbow team, but it's a very good option. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a very good option to go for. Um, but that's gonna be it for today's, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, leave that in the comments section down below any doubts that you have, any questions. Um, Let me know if you are gonna be skipping these Kalgaran, Nolan, and Kaku and to pull for Luffy Sanji, or if you're gonna be skipping both of the banners. But I think PvP wise, these next 3 months are the important months. The next or 2 months maybe after the Halloween batch, there's gonna be coming out a lot of kind of I mean really good units in the normal game, but in PvP, like meh, not really that interesting units. Even Big Mom and Kaido is not really that interesting in PvP. So it's just like if you love PvP, it's a tough moment because you have to decide where to pull, because all these units are gonna be coming out in 2 to 3 months. So uh, that's gonna be interesting to see. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think that you're gonna be doing and when are you gonna be saving and pulling. And but without further ado, let's end this video. It's already very long, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.